Unemployment is an old man, so that's the whole tricky though.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm with Jerry. People that smack while they eat.
Definitely psycho.
Like it's something that
So I started like when I was 15. I started hustling, trying to make some money. But I started
saying that y'all know about these benches, but she didn't say benches.
No, she said it.
What's good, everybody? What's good? Welcome to another episode of Apartment 4A. Fellas, EK, Bro Davis.
What's going on?
How y'all
What
doing?
Doing good, man. Happy Black History Month.
Yes, happy first day of Black History Month.
First day. We did a whole episode about Black History Month. So,
We did.
we back at it. We almost exactly 1 year into this thing.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, times fly.
Time flies when you're having fun, they say.
Oh yeah.
We want to take a quick second to once again give another shout out to Pastor Theo Schaefer and his input on the manhood episode. We appreciate that. It's an outstanding show. Probably one of our most watched shows here lately. A lot of extra views been coming from that as well. So we appreciate him, bringing him and his church family and family coming in and doing that. That was outstanding.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. Much needed, for real.
Much needed, most definitely. We gotta most definitely keep some of that going, whether it's with him or some other bring on some other brothers from around the nation to talk about, the status of the black male today. We're gonna talk a little bit about some black men a little later. It's gonna be a little interesting if you can tell. Within this last week, we had quite a few things happen from the sports world, from our neighboring state, and so we're going to talk a little bit about all of that. But before we get into that, we will do what we should do, and we're going to take a little trip down memory lane and talk a little bit about some Black history, being that Black history started in 1976 officially. They started in 1970 doing Black History Week.
Right.
In 1976, they officially schools started doing Black History Month, and it was around that time that the United States went ahead and got on the bandwagon and decided that Black History Month would be celebrated throughout the nation. For those that did not know, Black History Month used to, in the beginning, actually be January and February. It wasn't just February. And so, even though we got down to just February, it's still all good. So through the rest of this month, we're going to do a little Black History highlight, and I'm going to start the first one out today. And it is Nathan Nears Green. You may not have heard of him, but Nathan Green was born in 1820. Nicknamed Uncle Nears. He worked as a whiskey distiller on a Tennessee farm, first under slavery and then after the Civil War as a free man. His distilled skills were renowned. He perfected the Lincoln County method of distilling, widely believed to have been brought to the United States by enslaved people from West Africa. This method filters bourbon with sugar maple charcoal. In the 1850s, Nears began instructing a young white boy in his careful process of how to make Tennessee whiskey. That boy's name was Jasper Newton Daniel, aka Jack. That's right. None other than Jack Daniel Whiskey owes its success to Nears' unrivaled skill. After the war ended, Nears gained freedom. The now grown Daniel hired him as the first master distiller for Jack.
Oh yeah.
Nears is currently currently has his own whiskey and it's available in 48 states and 148 countries, and is the fastest growing independent American spirit. Some of the proceeds from this whiskey sales go into a foundation designed to ensure that each Green's descendants get a college education. So far, 10 of them have graduated from college. And this
Awesome.
is our Black
Yeah.
History Month.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Have y'all had some?
So
Oh
I hadn't
yeah.
had other years yet. I hadn't.
Yeah.
I had some.
I had some, but I messed around and got that. I got the 90. I got the 90 proof.
Yeah.
Wrong
The
man.
first time, I was like, woo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Strong,
so,
man.
very,
Nice.
very.
Oh yeah.
But it is a good cut of whiskey.
Yeah,
It's stout.
I've seen it, and now that I know the history behind it,
Yeah.
I say that probably be my next purchase of whiskey. I'm gonna have to give the old uncle a shot.
Oh yeah.
Just don't get the 90 proof.
Well, you know,
Don't.
I mean, hey
Don't
man,
get double hit.
hey, we ain't gonna tell you what to do, man. We don't know what kind of night you're trying to have.
You right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna advise you.
Yeah. We can tell you
maybe
what I
don't
experienced.
start at the top and work your way up.
Hey,
There you go. See,
I'll tell you this:
baby steps.
if you get the 90, then the other one gonna taste even better. You start out with that 90.
Ooh, that's a commercial right there.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
Oh yeah, man. You can only go
Put
up
it on a
from
shirt. Let's go.
there. Yeah,
Well,
man.
maybe we need to reach out to Uncle Nears about some sponsors. We tried to. Well, we really didn't try to ask nobody for some sponsors, but we did ask another black-owned distillery if they wanted to come on and just speak about their distillery and what they were selling, but they got no answers. They said hello, but they didn't answer the question. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there is a winery out of either West Virginia or Virginia, a black-owned winery. And they do kind of like educational sessions and stuff like that on Zooms and different platforms. So I might reach out to them and see if they want to come on. I got to watch their presentation through, I believe it was Jack and Jill that my wife is in. They had them on one time, and they sent a whole little sampler kit and told them about how to taste everything and all of that. So if if that's possible, then I might reach out to them. But yeah, we can. Seven Springs Winery in North Carolina. I was somewhat close.
North Carolina,
I was on the East Coast, I was in the area. Yeah, but I like their presentation though, and the young man they had on he was very knowledgeable about wine and kind of what set their wine apart, and it was some good info.
What about if we got some bootleggers? We want to invite them on?
Hey, gotta start somewhere.
Hey
Gotta
man,
start somewhere. If you bootlegging,
hey man, I'm an avid watcher of moonshiners, so
Hey,
that's
almost an art. That's almost an art now, ain't it?
It is, man.
my boy, as my boy Slim Thug would say, "We don't fool with no bootleg."
He probably bootlegging at that time.
I don't bootleg be gone. Nah. I mean, it's, speaking of moonshine, just a little bit before we get too far in there. There's a lot of people selling it now, and it's like, man, go to the store and buy bubble gum moonshine, and I'm like, it's tasty, whatever, but it ain't real moonshine.
No, and I learned, watching the show Moonshiners, because they had one guy on there. He was a well-known bootlegger, and then he went legal. So he kind of lost a little of that street cred when he went legal. But it is a difference, man. It's a lot safer. You're not gonna the laws are not gonna come get you, but your product is gonna be a little different. You're gonna have a little cut.
Yeah, I had some moonshine a couple of months back. It wasn't bad at all. It was real tame, real
Oh
civilized.
yeah, oh yeah. You can get a good cut nowadays.
Where'd you get it from?
Um, where else you get moonshine from? One of my homeboys makes it. That's his thing.
Just show up with a jug.
Oh yeah, came in the mason jar. He shook it, looked at the bubbles. Like, oh,
There
yeah,
you
good to
go.
go.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you had a good cut.
Like,
There you go.
that's that real
You know,
moonshine right
they
there.
make moonshine. I got some in the cabinet. I hadn't opened it yet. She said, just let it sit a little while. So it's been sitting for,
Oh, how long?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's been a couple of years now because I don't work.
That's
It's that peak.
that's premium gasoline. You got.
Oh yeah. It's that
Put
peak
that in your
shine
car,
right now.
put that in
It's
zero
good to
turn.
go.
It's gonna take off.
I'm telling you, that'll power the whole weekend right there. You, the car, the
You
lawnmower.
You start out the feeling well, you put a teaspoon of that in something, you good.
Oh, you more than good.
Hey, I tell you this, whatever problem you was having before, it's gonna pale in comparison to the problem you're gonna have after that.
As long as you don't take no more than a teaspoon,
Dude.
Say take no shot of it.
I'll let you have. Y'all get it.
But we had a lot of things going on this weekend. We might as well jump straight into the worst of it, and maybe we can get a little better.
Yeah.
But this weekend, the video from Memphis PD with the cops that killed Tyre Nichols was released. And for those who don't know, Tyre was handcuffed and beat to death by 5 police officers. Now, there's a lot of speculations on the why and the how. If you've been keeping up with the story in the last 24 to 48 hours, there have been 2 more police officers who have been named and released, along with 3 firefighters who's also been named and released with their involvement. And basically, what they're saying is because all these people were involved at some point, somebody could have stopped and helped or did something. And
Right.
between 5 people beating him up, and then the other basically 5 who at some point could have done something and didn't. We got 5 people who are being charged with 2nd-degree murder. We have another 5 who currently don't have jobs, but will probably be getting some type of charges as well. And we got another deceased brother. So there's a lot of rumors out there about, whether he was dating somebody or baby mama. Right now those are rumors and stuff. We don't know really why. Only thing we do know is 5 on 1. So what do you guys think? I know most of us have seen or at least heard about the story. What do you guys think? Yeah.
Well, the story I definitely know. I have not watched the video. I just choose not to watch it. But the thing I take away from this whole situation is like I feel like this is gonna be like the blueprint on how you should kind of handle these situations. You feel me? Now to say this is how when and if this happens again in the future, to say it's going to be handled like this, it's probably not. We've talked a little about it through our text messages over the week, and like I like to say, it's kind of you look at all the factors in this case. Initially you had 5 black officers, you had a black victim, and you're in a predominantly black city. So I feel like everything is kind of being handled how it's supposed to in this case. But I just think about, well, why wasn't other cases and similar incidents handled like this? When you had some of the same evidence, some of the same situations, but everything else was drawn out. Well, we got to do this. We got to take a look at this. We're gonna put them on the paid leave until we figure everything out. But this one is like now, five. You if you are part of, you getting fired. So that's how I look at it because I look at this case to say, like I say, when if it happens again in the future, will this case set like a standard moving forward on how to handle this?
Unfortunately for me, I don't think it will. I
Right.
think if you look at all the cases, I feel like every precinct does it different because for the most part, it's not like it's centralized to one state or one area. Like
Mm-hmm.
this past month is Memphis. Next month it'll be Nebraska, and then it'll be Montana, and every one of them are handling a little different. Now, I agree with you. I feel like because it's Memphis, they handled it a lot swifter. You know, like these folks are, like you say, it was, oh, you did what? Fire out of there, no questions
Right.
asked. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, some of the stuff now, I feel like they were still slow about telling maybe the family, everybody that was involved, especially with these latest two officers who've come out. And now the firefighters is like, the stuff hadn't changed. And now, as stuff started to roll, you like, oh, yeah, we're going to get in front of that too. Um, I think they trying to save face. I will say this as far as the city of Memphis and the state of Tennessee right now, I'm fairly impressed
Yeah.
because nobody has come out and really destroyed anything. I hadn't seen any um, large protests or large acts of I'm gonna get my own justice from anybody where people are out rioting or doing whatever because they're upset. Now, I don't know, is it because of this is two black situations or what, but I will say people are handling things peacefully versus some of
Mm-hmm.
the other ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jonathan, Eric, what y'all think?
Yeah, I'll say I'm with Willie. I have no desire to watch the tape. Um, Most because you kind of know how it ends. I know there's nothing I'll see on that video that'll make me, question anything as far as the consequences that those officers are facing right now. Um, I am kind of worried about the narrative though. If they can, I feel like if there's a possibility for them to make this seem more like a personal matter, then it'll kind of shift the focus away from the overarching police,
Right.
interactions with the community issue that we know happens everywhere. Um, well, it happens in a lot of places with police officers. So I'm kind of interested to see how that plays out. Um, and also, it sucks that you can't just look at this, like you said, and say, like, oh, this is how this type of thing will be handled in the future because it is an all black situation, black victim, black officers, black city, black precinct. So you don't know if they're moving so swiftly because the officers involved are black, right? There's no
Mm-hmm.
precedence for this type of action happening when it's a white person. And there's been, footage of them just like killing and shooting black people, like breaking the law illegally, like accidentally, on purpose, and all different types of situations. And like you were saying, it's always just back and forth, and like, well, they're on administrative leave, and we're gonna do an investigation, and then we're gonna figure out if we're gonna bring charges, if we're gonna bring any at all. And there's all these questions. Whereas this was clear, like I could tell by the type of action they were taking when they were saying that they needed to get rid of those officers before the community saw the footage. I knew it was bad. Like him to say that, like no questions asked. And if you notice,
Right.
there are no officers coming out with the usual rhetoric, like, "Oh well, if he just would have complied, or if he just would have did this, just would have done that." It's like I don't need to see it because I know
Right.
it's just a terrible, you know, brutal way to treat a human. Like I know that. So I don't have no interest in watching it.
John.
I have not watched it. I don't tend to watch stuff like that. But I do want to ask two questions. Do y'all know why he was pulled over in the first place? Have that came out?
So they said that he initially was pulled over for reckless driving, but from what I understand from the video evidence that they have, they don't see any reckless driving. So, but initially that's what the call came in for, that he was pulled over for reckless driving, and then all this stuff escalated. And so,
Uh,
go ahead.
Also, I think I heard this morning on Steve Harvey that the dad or the stepdad said it wasn't nothing dealing with the affair. He didn't have no affair with none of the officer wives or girlfriends or something like that. I heard that this morning. Uh, but my another thing is I think their chief of police is black. So
Yes, black.
one thing about us, we gonna go by the book. We gonna do what we supposed to do, especially when we want to keep down drama and stuff. So I don't think it can be a president for something somewhere else because
Mm.
um, we have a tendency to go ahead and get things handled in a different way than maybe our other brothers and sisters. So from other places. So I don't think it can be a president, but I think she knew what would happen if she didn't take care of it. It is crazy that um, we have more information than we have. So hold on, let me ask a question. Another question. If y'all can remember the police officer that walked into supposedly wrong apartment and shot that man, what
Hmm.
happened with that? Do y'all remember what happened with it?
I'm not 100% sure she actually got convicted in anything, but
I think
that
she
was,
did.
and I don't know if she walked into the wrong person because she had a key to that man's house.
You talking about the case out in it was in Texas.
Yeah, I can't remember what state it was
I
Yeah,
can't
in.
remember
yeah,
where it
yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah. I think I want to say she. I remember hearing get some type of update about that last year, around last fall sometime.
It just amazes me how different the cases are. And well, they're different cases, but how crazy things are that this lady walked into somebody else's apartment thinking it was supposedly hers, which everybody know their apartment. When you walk into your house, you know your apartment by your furniture or something in there, your smell or something. You can't walk
Mm.
into somebody else's house and think it's yours. And how long it took for her actual to even get a trial for that.
Took
Whereas this is like right there. We already know what's going on. We already know what's gonna happen. So it's
right.
like it's just amazing to me.
She
Yeah,
got she got 10 years in prison.
I
Yeah,
knew
talking
she
about
got. Yeah, I knew
Amber
she got.
Geiger.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
She got 10 years for killing somebody in their apartment.
right.
Mm.
Just think about it. Think about it. People go to jail longer for selling drugs.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
Well,
thing about her case that was, for me, that was odd. She got her 10 years, she got her sentence, but it seemed like everybody that was in there felt sorry for her. I mean, the judge came down, gave her a hug, and I was like,
yep.
this woman literally walked into somebody's house and shot them,
Yeah.
and
Right.
everybody feels sorry for her. Like,
Right. This is a murderer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the biggest, and like I say, it's hard to look at this type of situation and even be like, you can't even really be happy. Like these five officers, they going away, but just for people to see the humanity in other people, like that's rarely afforded to black people. So
Right.
it's like on one hand, it's like, the officers, they obviously had, malicious intent with pulling this dude over and, you know, murdering him, and then, just even them giving him treatment afterwards. Like
It
the
just,
fact that they all were recording, and that's how little regard they had for him. Like, hey, we're gonna do this to you, we're gonna mistreat you, and it's filmed and we being recorded, and we still don't care.
Hey,
Like we
you
still
don't
gonna
care.
treat
what
you worse than a dog. It's I don't know, man. It's crazy.
what's crazy to me is 5 people, 6 people, 7 people, however many people stood there and watched and participated in it. I guess they didn't think this was gonna come out, or did they think maybe it would get passed over on me, or we could just say he didn't comply and it'll be done with or something. That's just odd to me, especially smart people that I know
Mm,
supposedly if they are part of organization, which means they went to college somewhere. And it's like, why did nobody say, "Hey, you know what? This is wrong. Let me stop this" or something like that? I don't understand it.
um,
Yeah, I don't think you never will. Because I asked myself that same question. I'm like, you got 5 guys, you got one guy. Even if one does have a personal issue,
yeah,
it's like, why? You know, at some point, you got to think like this is being recorded. Once this gets out, this is going to affect all of us, not just one person. So why not step in, And I asked myself that, but it's like
so
you never know.
so what that showed me was obviously this wasn't the first time they had done something like this.
Yeah,
But
they're
you
actually
can't,
a part of some type of special tactical unit in
yeah, the
Memphis because now that's
Scorpion
catching some
Squad or whatever.
backlash, yeah, and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. There's other people coming out saying that they basically kind of like harass people all around that part of
right,
town,
right.
but obviously they thought that they were going to be able to do that and get away with it. Like
Yeah,
they had no remorse. Like there was no like concern. Like, oh, like he pretty bad off. We might need to do something. It was like another day at work. It's like they kind of treated him like, yeah, we taught you. Like,
And
like they. I wonder who else they've done something. Like maybe they didn't die, but as
right.
far as treating other people like that, that's definitely not their first time.
Oh no,
and that's the sad part. And for me, not only have they done this, but it was clearly how they done it. They said that this man was in handcuffs.
Yeah,
So, like, it'd be one thing, not that I'm condoning it, but it'd be one thing if the guy could defend himself. He couldn't even defend himself. He is
yeah,
in handcuffs. Like,
yeah,
there's just no reason. Once you get a guy in handcuffs, it's over with. He can't
it's
do
over
nothing.
with. It's
yeah,
over with. So
And it's like they just didn't care at all. And then the other thing is, you know how hard you have to hit somebody to beat them to death.
Well,
Like,
when it's 5 people doing it,
enough,
that's what I'm
and
saying. But
enough trauma to the head.
yeah,
even
Yeah,
with
do
5 people, you got to hit, like, you have to intentionally. I mean, it's people out here that barrel knuckle box
yeah,
yeah, and walk away.
and walk away. Like, you have to intentionally try to kill this boy.
Yeah, yeah, man. It's. Oh no, it's sad. It really is. Just the disdain for human life. That's crazy. It's crazy you can be in a situation where that's condoned. And it's not like you're not in a war zone, like you're not deployed somewhere where the people don't
right,
look like you, where they talk
right.
different or act different. Like there's somebody who look just like you. Like that's the thing that really like boggles my mind.
And the second thing is, for me, you a police officer. In the last, what, 5 to 7 years, you can't tell me you don't know about all the police brutality, all the things that have happened from
Right.
George Floyd and on or whatever. Like, you
Yeah.
supposed to be one of the people trying to make the change. Like, you, if not anything, know better. Just because you a black person. Like, at least you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Just because
That's what
like
you expect. Yeah.
that's what you expect. It's like you should, out of all people on the force, y'all should know better.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
even it's crazy because if you think about what they like in that moment, what they were saying was more important than everything else. Was us basically beating this guy to make us feel better. Like taking out whatever we got to take out on this guy is worth all five of our families, all five of our lives, our careers, his
Mhm.
life, his family's life,
Right.
anybody else involved. Like they were, but then it's like I hear about the first responders that came, and still nobody like had concern, like or urgency about helping this guy. So again, I'm like in this community, like what is,
All right. What's really going on?
yeah, what's really going on there?
Yeah.
Because it's obviously the black officers, you know, brutalizing this black man is one thing, but then you have some firefighters showed up and still had no urgency. Like, are they just like scared of this unit, or is that just kind of par for the course for them? Like, it seemed very like just another day
Hmm.
almost
That's
for
what
them.
it sounds like. And I don't know
Hmm.
if it was just their unit. It might just be, hey, we come up here all the time, and you
Oh,
know,
another one.
here's another one that got beat up because they didn't do what they said.
Yeah,
Because like what they said that who was that, the not the chief, but the might have been the deputy of might have been the chief. Whoever rode in the fire truck with the other two officers,
a lieutenant.
they didn't get out the truck.
Yeah, yeah. So
The
I said there was no like the story just like I like it's to me if it was a personal vendetta, how do you get four of the guys to risk their career and their life and their livelihood for
Right.
your personal vendetta? That don't
Right.
add up to me. But then
No.
two, how is no one else that shows up concerned? Like how does everybody have the same disposition about what's taking place?
Right. Because
If this is
everybody.
like a one off thing, a
Right.
personal issue,
Right.
I don't buy
And
that.
yeah. And even if it is a personal issue, like you say, the other people that showed up, the firefighters, the
Yeah,
emergency, they don't know. They don't.
mhm.
I'm just thinking they don't know what's all going on. The personal part about it. So
yeah,
like like you said, like Eric said, like obviously this is not the first time this type of incident has went down where people react with those type of reactions can't be. It's
yeah,
almost like something they see on the regular, like you all was saying.
yeah.
When they go to trial, it's gonna come out because the mom and dad has already said that the boy wasn't dating no officer, uh,
Hmm.
baby mama or girlfriend. That there was
Yeah.
no personal relationship in that. So these folks just did. They gonna have to tell why. They gonna have to. They ain't have no choice.
Yeah,
Right. And they from what people say about it, I mean they don't have enough evidence nowhere on the video that's gonna warrant any of that. So
yeah,
what is your or you just gonna plead out and plead guilty and just take your
yeah,
consequences as it is.
yeah. Best thing for them to do is plead the fifth. Like ain't no point in them talking. There's nothing they gonna say that's gonna make that better. But they need to go away.
I mean, they
Oh
gonna
yeah.
go away. And the only
Oh
reason
yeah.
I say I have to say why, for us knowing why it won't matter, but for them parents, they gonna want to know.
Yeah,
No doubt. No doubt.
yeah.
The parents know why.
This why it makes no sense to me why police officers who have authority above a normal civilian are tried like a normal civilian when they do something like this. Like this is your like there should be more drastic consequences. Like the responsibility level is higher because they have more authority, more capability. Like if you in the military and you on a military base and you commit a crime, you ain't sitting in front of us. Like you going in front of a military group, like some people that know what your orders are, like what your responsibilities are, and they know exactly where you fail. So I don't know, I think that's just thinking about a solution in the future. Like it's got to be something else because we don't know. Like a jury of peers, most people don't know the law, so they don't know what they're trained to do. You know, what they're trained not to do. It's it's sad that you even gotta go down this road, but how do you prevent something like this from happening?
I mean, at this point, I don't even know if it's training. We gotta find
Oh, it's
better.
definitely not training.
We got to find better people. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah. It's a chicken and the egg problem. It's like, how do you?
but it's, I mean, how can you? Mm,
yeah,
it's like a hit and miss thing, because I mean,
I agree because I mean you
yeah,
don't know who good and who bad. I mean it's like any
right,
job. You hire people and some of them
yeah,
turn out to be outstanding employees. Some of them just bad.
right.
Uh, but
Yeah,
we gotta just do a better job of vetting. I guess some of the officers. I'm not one of them people who come out talking about some defund law enforcement and all that because that's a whole nother issue.
yeah.
Uh,
You definitely want somebody to call in certain situations, but I think that the the authority that they have, which is basically they have the right to kill somebody, um, in the line of duty. I think that that level of authority should match the level of vetting and also the level of compensation. Like that should be a job where like most people are not qualified to do it, which is the reality, right? But then also you need something to help maintain people in that type of position. Because if me and you see a dead body, that's trauma, right? We're going to therapy, we calling off work, but to be in a line of duty where that's something you probably going to not only have to see, but there's a risk you might become one. Like you might get killed, like on a daily basis. Like there needs to be a lot of, you know, therapy and mental health evaluations, and you know, um, just a lot more than like physical training going on for people like that.
Chance here, our fellow officer says law enforcement, firefighters, and EMS are all a brotherhood. So they took it personal, thinking he was hurt, that he hurt one of them. The officer who caused the use, the officer did cause this misuse that brother. So yeah, um, yeah. I mean, it's a brotherhood for sure, and he did misuse
Mhm.
that brotherhood, and I
You
don't
know what
know.
they say? All brothers ain't good brothers, man.
That's for sure.
Well, they in a whole heap,
A whole heap of trouble.
heap of trouble. Because that's what I was saying about people. Hey, I feel you want to protest and do your due diligence, but I'm pretty positive these guys, everyone involved, is going to be prosecuted at the fullest
Yeah,
extent of the court.
I
So
guarantee
yeah.
you,
Yeah.
that's for sure. So. As we move on, we won't dwell into that. Black History Month is here, so we ain't gonna dwell in too much of negative Black History. We're gonna try to progress as we go forward. So, with Black History Month being here, the Super Bowl for the first time ever is gonna have two black starting quarterbacks.
There we go.
Two of them.
Two of
Dose.
them. So that is Patrick Mahomes with the Kansas City Chiefs
My
Mhm.
homeboy.
and Jalen Hurts with the Philadelphia Eagles, Super Bowl bound for the first time ever. Two black Super Bowl. So we guaranteed to have
Yeah.
another black.
Can't lose, baby.
Yep. Hey,
Guaranteed.
yeah, yeah,
So
that's true.
who do you got? We just saw the 49ers who finally decided that after their fourth quarterback that they would not be able to do it. I can't say fly Eagles fly. She's an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
Man, I hate that our 49er um, host is not on at the moment.
Don't
I'm,
worry,
I'm,
we're gonna get
I'm sitting here
Oh
like
yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
I
he gonna
told
get
Man,
I
back.
told I told one of my coworkers, I said, until y'all do right by Kaepernick, y'all ain't gonna go to the Super
Ah,
Bowl.
hey,
it's the cap curse. I'm telling
you
you.
got it right,
Look,
man.
put cap what he was, quarterback.
Mhm.
What they can't keep, quarterback. It's the
Yeah,
curse, man. They can't get them out of it.
yeah,
How
man.
you lose? How you lose two quarterbacks in one game? And then by default, you got to bring the one back in. He can't throw the ball for 5 yards.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
They ain't
definitely
been
a curse,
Super
man.
Bowl since Kaepernick.
Yeah.
They've
Well,
been to the NFC championships, but they can't get over that hump.
Nah, they can't get over the hump, man. Something always, somebody gets hurt, something
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, they definitely curse, man. But I'm pulling for the Eagles just cause of Jalen Hurts. He's had
Yeah,
a you know had his career at Alabama, and
right,
he's been, as far as I can tell, he's been very level headed, through the ups and
right.
the downs that he's had in his career, even in the NFL. And so, when everybody's talking about him, he's not um, a franchise quarterback, and he don't have what it takes, and his throwing ability isn't good enough, and all of that stuff. And here he is with the Eagles, and they've been beating the dog out of people. I love
To sleep, beating them to sleep. I ain't gonna lie. We took our
Man,
L in the second game,
it.
beat us down.
Yep.
man. Well, I haven't decided which team I'm going to roll with yet. I'm leaning more on the Eagles. Like I said, I think both teams have a good story going into the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
Eric just gave the story about the Eagles, which I mean, you gotta love it. Then at the same time, on the other side, you got the Chiefs. A lot of people doubted the Chiefs because they lost some of the weapons. Some things in the organization was changing. They had coaches was possibly gonna leave, didn't leave, and they was like, "What is Patrick Mahomes gonna do?" So I feel like he had a chip on his shoulder the whole season. Even in the first game they played, like he put up four touchdowns, maybe five.
Oh
And
yeah.
he looked into the camera, was like four. I told y'all. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of how and even with the playoff game they just won, they didn't have two, three of the starting receivers. Mahomes, he's out there on 1.5 leg, so
Yeah.
so it's a great story on both sides going into the Super Bowl. And of course,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with either team, so I'm good.
So what do y'all think about people saying that the NFL is rigged
Man,
because of what it took to get this matchup to happen?
what man, I just saw a clip today on Instagram. They were interviewing what's the running back? He was with the Texans. I can't think of his name right now.
Hmm.
But he was saying, they brought up about
Following the script.
yeah, talking about the script, and he was like, "Yeah, we get the script." And he was like, "Basically, that's what you're practicing for. You practice script." And I'm like, I don't know that.
He
Some
said
team,
he said this just like WWE. You get the script,
yeah,
you follow the script. We already know what's gonna happen. We go out there.
I just can't.
Wow.
I can't. Yeah, he said, and I was like, I can't fall into that because it's
So
Yeah.
that's just like. I mean, I don't know, man. It's
I
a
don't
lot
think
of
it's that. I don't think it's to that degree.
nah,
I think maybe.
nah. I think
I
it's
don't know.
some questionable calls that might get
Yeah.
that plays into it.
I don't think it's rigged to the point where they go out there and say we want this team to win.
Right.
But I do think the league pushes for certain outcomes.
Oh, definitely.
Like it's not one of those things like we don't want that team to go,
Yeah.
but it's like if we can get these two teams to go,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
I
They
don't.
got the backstory lined up already.
Yeah.
I don't think it's real like that. I really don't. Because if it was, I think the Cowboys would be in the Super Bowl a lot more. Because they have a lot of fans. The Cowboys do, and I
Yeah.
feel like they would. Jerry Jones would have been made his way to the Super
Yeah.
Bowl at least once or twice here
Or
lately.
or or the commissioner and the other owners don't like Jerry Jones.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's if that was the case, he probably exiled. Because I don't know many
Man,
people that like him
he,
like
he,
that.
he
But
got
the
he got
thing
kicked
is,
out the he got
but
kicked
the
out the
thing is,
football
they don't have a
Illuminati.
reason to kick him out. Cause you see,
Yeah.
once they found a reason to kick out, what's his name with Washington, he was out of there.
Oh, he was
There's
out.
no question. You do something, you out of there. Jerry Jones ain't did nothing but talk a lot of noise.
Yeah.
So they like, we can't get rid of him. We dang sure won't let him win.
Yeah. We ain't gonna put him on a
They
pedestal.
won't. I mean, he has. it's a lot of Cowboy fans. I'm just being honest, and they ain't that good, but that ain't my calling here or there. But they got a lot of fans. They really do.
Well,
Well, so
what makes a good story in football is the Cowboys losing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, it's the drama. It's the
drama.
story.
It's the
Yeah, I
story.
love it.
yeah, they had their time already.
But
And plus-
I just don't think it's been so many things that could have went a better storyline this season. If the Bills had actually made it to the Super Bowl, that was a better storyline based on what happened earlier in the season. So I don't know.
Yeah, but I
You know,
mean,
like even with something like that, you got to think about it. If the Bills hadn't went, then folks were like, yeah, they only went because what's his name got hurt.
Well, I was saying that in the first place, but I'm just saying.
You know, they already went through that with Tom Brady. They don't want another one of them.
Well,
Yeah.
we ain't gonna talk about Tom. Tom is finally retiring.
Get him
I
out.
hope he changes his mind and come on back to the Patriots so we can go at least one more time.
Get him out. Don't even
I hope he
even
changed his
invite him
mind and come
back.
back so I can watch him lose some more.
I'm glad he's
better not.
retired. I hope he can convince Aaron Rodgers to go with him.
There's a lot of people.
Well, he got to go somewhere because the Packers said they about to move on. So,
Will, is it true Sean Payton's supposed to be coming back into the league, going somewhere? I saw that. I don't know if it's true or not.
He is with somebody. He has been hired by the Denver Broncos. Oh, okay. I'm cool with it. Hey, man. All right. That man, more power too.
Oh, yeah.
But it's going to be interesting Super Bowl. You got Jalen Hurts. He's probably considered what do you call a running quarterback, a mobile quarterback. And so I had somebody earlier this week, and the one thing that he has that most mobile quarterbacks or running quarterbacks didn't have was the offensive line and some wide receivers. Typically, you have a running quarterback come in and they running for their life. They
running to survive.
Because ain't no
Jackson.
Yeah,
exactly.
Or like even Lamar, when he had a decent offensive line, had nobody to throw it to.
He had nobody to throw it to, except for a tight end.
So he got running anyway. Ain't nobody out there.
Nobody.
Yeah,
and so like Jalen is in a good spot, especially if he wins, because he'll probably be probably the only. I think he'd be the only quarterback to have rushed and thrown for as many yards as he had to actually win a Super Bowl. I think the closest runner. He went one time and he got beat up. He had Cam go one time. He got beat up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to see how Jalen Hurts is the first player in NFL history to have 300-plus passing yards, 80-plus completion, and rush for multiple touchdowns. So,
like in a game?
Yeah, in a game.
Yeah. What about McNabb? Do you say him? Do they consider him a running quarterback?
They probably do.
I know he went. I mean, they ain't win, but I know they went.
If he
had T.O.
You black, you mo.
Hey, you might wait.
I think he did one time.
Yeah, he went.
At this point, the Patriots can get Michael Vick or something. We need somebody.
Y'all got Mac Jones.
Get in line.
Hey,
the coach is up next.
The Patriots just need an offensive coordinator. You can't have your defensive coordinator call an offensive play.
Hey, we need one of them too.
Y'all are vested in Mac Jones. That is your quarterback, at least for another year.
Mac
At least for one more. Who? Mac Jones. Big Mac Jones. Ooh, Mac. I see it. You got to get on the bandwagon, man.
The thing is, Mac ain't playing bad. He be upset. He be like, who calling plays.
Yeah, he just need better plays. He ain't playing bad.
Where is
No.
Cam Newton now? I need to do some research. Where is Cam Newton now?
Man,
Cam
Cam,
Newton,
he's
he's on his
skating. Got a
yeah, he
cigar.
is. He
Yeah, I
on
was about to say
podcast.
Podcast. Yeah.
he out here
one of the
wearing
top
weird
30
hats.
quarterbacks in the nation.
Hey, he said he the best.
I do know he got a cigar lounge. I've been to that, the one in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been there.
I never been to one. They look
Yeah.
nice.
If you don't smoke cigars, you will come out smelling like it.
Wow,
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, Cam, yeah, Cam could have still been in the league, but like we say, he didn't want to be a backup.
No.
Yeah, he's like all or nothing, baby. I mean, ain't like he ain't made his money, so
But look, he had been a backup. He been in the league. He could have went to the 49ers. Could have been on the bench. Bam. He could have played.
He could have started for the coach.
He could have go to Colts. He could have started.
Cam Newton said, "Look at the Colts quarterback. He better than all of them."
Oh yeah, he did. Oh, he said he was better than all the NFC South quarterbacks.
Yeah, he said, "No,
Hey, if you gonna come and you gonna play in the division, that's the one you want to play in. You got the Texans and the Colts.
They don't have no quarterback.
Yeah,
he said he said there ain't 32 quarterbacks in the league, Billy.
It ain't. Well, it ain't 32 that's starting. I say that.
Oh, I mean there ain't 32 in the league there, but what Cam got to understand is there may not be 32 better than you. But do I want to put the 36-year-old in and figure out what I got, or put the young guy in and figure out what I got?
No, we put the 45-year-old guy in. That's what you do.
and just do whatever he tell you.
That's what you do. That's what you do.
I mean, once you over 40, I mean, you got to listen to your elders.
That's seniority right there.
And
I can't be
why
telling.
Cam at the house. See, Cam can't be Tom Brady. You know why? He don't have 7 pieces of jewelry.
You might have a point there.
Yeah.
Right now, Tom Brady officially retired with more rings than any franchise in the NFL.
Yeah.
Man, the guy retired. Then he got a $450 million contract with Fox.
Yeah.
I said, man, like,
who want to hear this dude talk about football, man?
Apparently, well, they've been trying to get him, but he kept wanting to give football the good old try.
Yeah. Say,
Oh.
we all just go skip over.
We're gonna say that for the after show. But I was thinking the same thing you was thinking, Tank.
We're gonna get the details in and we'll let you know.
Got the pastor at the cigar shop.
People along with the Super Bowl and Black History Month, also the halftime shows will be done by no other than Rihanna.
I hope she don't sing that "Lift Me Up" song.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, that ain't the moment for the "Lift Me Up" song. She going to pull that umbrella. She going to pull some stuff out from back in the day.
Yeah, I was about to say, what's she gonna sing?
Cause she come out there with that "Lift Me Up," I'm gonna turn.
It's gonna be.
I'm gonna lift that remote up.
She probably will. You gotta remember, Rihanna was between all the hits she's ever had. She also got songs with Beyonce and Jay-Z and Drake and so on.
She bringing these.
They should have a surprise guest, Rihanna featuring Chris Brown. Now that might be pretty good. That might be something I want to watch. I might. I remember that. Hey,
ain't gonna be no more.
Remember the Super Bowl with Janet Jackson? Will remember the Super Bowl with Janet Jackson? Me and you were watching it, and all of a sudden I seen something. You missed all that.
Yeah. I missed everything.
Hey, I remember exactly where I was for that halftime show.
We was in Bun Hall.
Yep.
I remember exactly where I was.
You wasn't with us.
Yeah, I was at the house sitting there watching the halftime show with my mom.
We stayed there for the after show.
When it happened, like we looked at each other like, did I just see what I thought I saw?
You saw that? Just making sure we both saw.
Willie turned for like a second.
A
When
second.
you come back here and missed it.
Hey, that's
John
all.
was like, man, all right.
Hey, man, I will always
we ain't
remember
got
that tattoo.
We ain't had no TiVo, no nothing.
Oh, yeah, you couldn't.
No rewinding that, buddy.
Yeah,
Moment
only place to see it
lost
again
in
is in your
time.
mind. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't even Google that, boy. You can't find that.
Hey,
nowhere.
oh no, it does not exist anymore.
I'll always remember that tattoo.
Oh man, they just don't.
Lift Me Up would probably be the opener.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
They're gonna do like a mashup or something. Like she can
I mean,
say,
They gonna play her top 5 songs. Whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
if it's hot right now, that's what they going with.
Is it just gonna be her? Are there actually other guests? Is it just her?
She probably gonna have some other folk come
She
out.
probably have. There's only been a
Got to.
few Super Bowl shows
Got to.
where it was just one artist. Like Prince
Yeah.
did it, but for the most part, it was just him.
And Michael Jackson.
yeah.
I was getting an MJ. I just said MJ.
That should have been the first person you said. How you gonna go?
I felt like you.
How you gonna skip Michael Jackson go to
Prince
Prince a big
MJ's
deal too.
halftime show was good, but Prince halftime show was great.
Yeah.
Like it literally rained during Purple Rain. You can't even play.
I know, right?
Yeah. Can't
Hey, but
say
still,
Prince now.
hey, Mike came about the ground and stood there though.
Yeah,
And that's it. People
It
pass
was
out when
amazing.
Mike just look at you. They
Yeah.
pass out and they cry. People can't do that.
Stood there.
that's
Can't do
Michael Jackson was a cult leader. You know, I said it. That's what it is. Everybody knows
Whoa, now.
cult leader. That's why
Trying to
people
get
just
it
pass out.
down.
Just
Hey, yeah,
look
don't talk about Mike now. He gone. Don't talk about Mike.
at- and we can make a show out of this. Ashley
Oh,
said
yeah.
Prince is greater than Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, yeah, Eric, you agree with that because you in the house with her. But
I don't know about that.
So what
I
does,
can't do that. I just
let
can't
me-
agree with it.
let me ask this: what does Michael do better than Prince?
Everything.
See,
So
that's why
obviously
you gotta
you
break
don't
it
know
down.
that.
You can't
Everything.
because it's too different.
Prince
is
would
more overall
outplay,
artist.
Only thing Prince did
Out
better than
dance
Michael is
Michael.
wear heels.
Ooh, you heard that?
Well, so obviously Michael ain't better than him than
Hey.
anything.
Hey,
Already your argument falling apart.
now you can't say Prince was gonna outsing Mike. Mike was a singer. He come on now.
Mike
He had the
sang-
vocal, man.
Mike sang the way he sang. Like Mike wouldn't know like vocalists like that.
Prince just
He
ain't
wasn't
no
a
vocal.
vocalist, but he was the guy.
Prince got screams and moans.
Hey man,
Yeah.
that's
There's a couple of
expression.
notes in between.
Hey, that's expression.
I still ain't understood what Purple Rain meant. I gotta look that up.
Don't worry, this gonna be an episode. It ain't gonna be you.
Yeah,
mark
When
my
doves,
words.
I ain't seen a dove cry yet.
Hey
Because
man,
you ain't looking close
doing
enough.
it right.
I got to look for it.
You gotta look for it.
I'll take the bird over dove cry.
Nah, you
Nah,
just
hey,
running
man.
out. Now you running out.
Hey,
I
Ain't
ain't
that
gonna,
the
I'm not
bird?
gonna say
Come on now, you know you can do bird.
but the
even
bird
even
is
his
not
laptop
better than
disagree
the
with
bird.
him. His laptop is refusing to continue.
Come on, Willie
broadcast
know about the
nonsense.
bird. Everybody know about the bird.
Bird. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's better than the bird. I'm not gonna let you. That's just
Hey, we got to say that. See, we can't have that argument doing Black History Month. We got to be together.
Yeah, we just said he
Why?
did great.
Mike wasn't black. He started off black.
nobody
That
said
brother-
Michael wasn't black.
Now, whose side you on?
I'm on Mike's side. I'm always on Mike's side.
I can't tell. I don't want you
I'm
on my
always-
side.
I'm always on Mike's side.
What you say? I don't want you-
I sat there and trial with Mike every day.
I did not.
I did. I think I
Mike-
missed a couple classes because I was in trial.
Look, you
Oh, that's why you missed classes. Huh?
That was one of
That's
the
why
reasons.
that's why you missed. When Mike showed up in them pajama pants, I said, I'm not watching it. 'Cause obviously he don't care Watch that.
Not at all.
He had a bad day. He had a bad day.
Nah.
He didn't care
Hey,
at
Mike,
all.
Mike ain't go to jail.
He did go to jail.
He
Did
sure
not go to
did.
jail. Did not go.
Woo.
So you mark y'all words for this, everybody that's listening, everybody who might watch this later, everybody in the comments. Prince v. MJ March. Ooh, verses. I'm making them verses fly and everything. Y'all might well
Oh,
get
yeah.
the songs together.
March Madness, baby.
March, that's a good one. March Madness. Prince, we might
Yeah.
take that whole month and do verses.
Oh, I'm with it. March Madness. All right.
With March Madness. The first one gonna be Prince versus MJ. I think it's a,
Ooh, I'm
I
gonna
like
have to be
that.
neutral, man. That's a tough one, man.
that's a real deal right there. We already got one for MJ, one for Prince. Me and Willie, we're gonna have to make a decision. And I can imagine Jonathan saying Michael, so more than likely Terrence gonna say Prince.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And
So I got the
JPJ
ball.
gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
like,
me and him. Me and Terrence, we don't agree on a lot of stuff.
cannot agree.
A lot of stuff.
Everything.
That's a weird way to say nothing.
And there's no telling. No, we doing Prince versus Michael Jackson, and JP gonna come in and say Jay Brown.
Yeah,
Of course.
you gonna like, well, I like James Brown though. We not gonna talk about him.
Mm.
No, that's not in the verses.
What about Soldier Boy?
That's not in the.
That's Soldier Boy.
That is not
Hey,
in
y'all
the.
gonna start hating on young Draco now.
Soldier is a porn star now. He ain't rapping too much.
Listen,
He was
Anyway,
never
that's a
rap.
whole nother subject.
He
That's a
ain't
whole
never
nother
rap.
subject.
I
He
did
ain't
not
rapping.
know Soldier Boy is a porn star. That is not nothing I have any desire to see.
Mm.
I'm just telling you that that's what's going on with old Soldier.
Hey,
Well.
I wish I didn't know that. I didn't know that before this moment.
You gotta get in touch with all this stuff. You gotta get up
No.
on the celebrity news.
No.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm doing a great job of avoiding getting up on content
Yeah.
like that.
Old
Yeah,
boy
you
talking
gotta be up on celebrity news.
got to super soak that girl, man. So you know you doing what you gotta do.
Mm. I do not want to see Soldier out here Superman to nobody.
You
I don't think it's. I don't know. He got OnlyFans. I don't know what he's doing on there, but I'm just saying that's what he do now.
It's a whole bunch of over that.
Man, he can be on that. He can be on there streaming 2K, man. You don't know what he's doing, man.
You really know.
No, not from the pictures I seen. No, that ain't what he doing. That ain't what he doing.
Hey,
Soldier Boy, tell him.
I don't even think Soldier Boy got a person that you can go versus. I don't,
Hey man, Soldier got his now.
who can Soldier go against? Like who can versus Soldier Boy?
think about it.
who you asking. You ask Soldier.
Think about it. Soldier Boy is kind of the reason we got all this Spotify and
Yeah, Soldier Boy, the first internet sensation.
streaming. He was the first artist to go million on streaming.
I ain't talking about what he done. I'm talking about album wise.
I don't know the name of
Album.
none of that.
Man, album. I ain't never.
I know his singles.
Look,
I know the single they were playing in the hi-hat.
His first album, well, all his singles off his first album. That's like the whole album. The whole album was a single.
You right.
You about right, yeah.
Like you got Michael Jackson off the wall. You got Thriller.
Hold on now. We ain't putting
Oh, you just transition. Hold on.
Yeah,
I'm trying to help Rod and Willie decision for the next show.
Soldier Boy's not what?
Yeah.
I'm saying like album wise. I'm getting into albums. You know, he ain't got
So now you
the
done jumped off. You done jumped back to Michael Jackson.
Listen, I ain't always
stay
on.
on track,
So
bro.
listen, I ain't always on. So I need to get on out what I got, just in case I don't show up for the next 2 weeks. I just got to do what I can.
Hey, you just hold that L for the next 2 weeks.
Your late notice paperwork.
Oh yeah.
You miss too many shows. It's a $500 fee.
Yeah, we be sending that. Per,
Okay, anyway, I'm just gonna go on and log out now. I thought y'all see y'all in New Orleans this week. See y'all in New Orleans. Who gonna stop by and get me on the way to New Orleans? Okay.
Hey, depending on if you got that 500 or not. I come get you got that 500.
That's all right. I catch y'all when I catch y'all.
You got the 5. We got you.
Oh yeah.
I got the $5.
Yeah,
$5.
we be fighting over who getting Jonathan.
I know.
That 5 with you.
I'm like, I already got him. Y'all late.
The gas going back up. Like, man, you know
It
what?
really is. Nobody's saying anything about that.
Bro, man, I
Speaking
talk
of
about it
gas,
every day.
You ain't gonna
Let's
stop by it. You ain't gonna stop
speaking
by
of gas, I want to ask you a question. What is the president and vice president doing? Do y'all hear anything about them? I feel like since Trump is gone, we don't have a lot of stuff about our president no more.
So
And I'm
let me
happy.
ask you this. Let me ask you this. What did you hear about the president before Trump?
outside of being black.
Well, because he was black, I followed him a whole lot more.
Yeah.
You know, listening and
See?
seeing what he's doing. You know,
You
especially
care
when he had that whole tan suit controversy.
Yeah.
So, then Trump just really made everything about him. So he was so popular that we always you never know what you're gonna get from day to day.
he wasn't
And
popular.
now
Crazy.
it's like from that to what we are now, it's like, what's going on? What they doing? What they at?
Hey, I love it.
Nah,
They doing their job.
Yeah, you got two different people.
Back to normal. Think about it. When Bush was president, you didn't hear that stuff all the time. Obama, you hear that stuff all the time. Trump, it was like, I'd be glad when they stopped talking about the president.
I'm telling you.
And
Think about it.
then-
You still hear more about Trump than you
Yeah.
hear about Joe Biden, and he ain't the president. I'm so tired of hearing about him. Let that man go. Let him.
Oh, he
say
finna
it
run.
distance, man.
He finna run again.
Hey,
He
look.
gonna try to run again. First, he gotta get his party.
yeah, he gotta get the party. The party gotta be
I'm
confused.
telling you. Unless he invent his own party, that'd be great if he did that. Republicans would never win another election if he did that.
Never.
Don't tempt,
It's gonna split everything.
Exactly.
don't tempt him because he will.
I feel like I should run.
Somebody tweet that at Trump. You should start your own party.
You can run for president, Jonathan. Go for it. You
meet the age requirement.
You can write your name, man.
Mhm.
Nah, I ain't gonna vote for you. I'm gonna because I'm your friend.
Yeah.
I'm your friend.
Yeah.
And I keep it real with
Yeah.
you. Can't-
What,
You don't want
well, you wouldn't vote for him?
Mm-mm.
It's all right. It's all right. You don't know what color you are anyway, so it don't matter.
What they got to do with a vote? See, that's why I ain't vote for you. Right there.
See, when you can't decide what your color is, you don't know what you should be anyway. It's all right, though. It's all right.
I know my color, brother.
I got people that I go to the churches. That's where I go. Talk to the
Hey.
preacher.
Hey,
Yeah,
somebody,
let's
somebody
go ahead and wrap
run
this
that
up,
intro
fellas.
back.
That job,
Yeah.
I'm gonna need some votes. I'm gonna go to churches. I need something to eat. I'm going to the church. If I need to hustle, I'm going to the
The
church.
churches. That's your platform, huh?
That's my
Churches.
platform. Going to the churches.
Let's get back to the churches.
Yeah.
Yep.
He
Now,
likes
we
mine.
talk about the churches or the churches.
Hey,
Both.
Shit, that Bible, man. You can't go wrong.
I think he talking about both.
hey, churches, whether it's chicken or Christians, you know,
Exactly.
you gotta get it.
Yeah, man.
Saving lives, 1, 2, 3 at a time.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I-
we got all type of slogans for you. Never mind. We gonna run your campaign. We get you in there.
You just said you weren't gonna vote for him. Now you want to rub it.
Me and Ride probably put some good stuff out there. I think we got
Yeah, man.
you. We'll get you in there.
Yeah, let's
They asked me a question about Iran and Iraq, and I'm saying I don't even know what they is.
No,
No,
cause
don't
see,
say that.
we ain't gonna let you talk.
Yeah, because I don't know nothing about that. I'll be just like the man down there. What's the man in Florida? Was he in Florida? Georgia.
Yeah, Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker.
Nah, you ain't bad.
You ain't gonna be that bad.
Well, you speak too well to be like
Yeah, you ain't gonna be that bad.
sentences, all that stuff. Yeah.
You gonna be talking about vampires and werewolves.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Was that the last topic, right?
That's
No, we got more topics.
Oh, see, we got a topic.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Brother Davidson. You know, I have to mean to disrespect you in your
No,
month.
right? See, it's my month. My month.
I
Respect it.
apologize. With your
It's all right.
permission, can we?
I accept. I accept.
Okay.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye. The eyes
All
have
right,
it.
guys. We
Yes, they do.
appreciate you guys. It has been motion and properly second that we go ahead and exit this episode.
Yeah.
Like
Hey,
all
a happy early birthday to Willie, because we won't be on the live when his birthday comes. So happy early birthday to Willie.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Appreciate that.
I put you out on the
Couple days.
podcast.
shout out
And you
to
might not
everybody.
hear from me. No hi.
Yeah, you're right. You might not hear from him.
You right.
We do have a birthday coming up. We're gonna try to most definitely will post his birthday when it gets here, and then we I'll try to continue to put out some Black History facts. Probably some of the ones that you don't really hear about, so probably won't see nothing about MLK or Rosa Parks. You don't hear about some different people. So, like always, we appreciate everybody. Thank you guys for watching. You ain't got to go home, but you gotta get up out of here. Peace. Just kind of jumped out of nowhere. He was like, "Hey man, yeah, you know, buy my CDs." Stuck it out there, and I was like, "You still put CDs?
How much you pay for this? You losing money."
People that smack while they eat.
Definitely psycho.
Like it's something that
I was sitting right beside the woman. You know, it's just that y'all ain't a bitch, dude.
Check us out on YouTube, and we'll be going live on Facebook next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Until next time, guys, we'll holler at you. Peace.